2003 marked the beginning of the end for the Lincoln Town Car. During the next 8 years, the American automotive market significantly changed, begging the question, what should a luxury car be? Just like the word disruptive today and synergy before that, downsizing was the corporate buzzword of the 1980s. American automakers downsized everything from their workforces to their cars. Vehicles shed pounds as they shrunk and turned to front-wheel drive powertrains, and even luxury cars like Chrysler and Cadillac were not immune. Lincoln, which lacked a front-wheel drive model, turned this problem into an opportunity, advertising their old-fashioned lineup as what a luxury car should be. Ironically, the Town Car itself was a downsized response to the massive Continental that preceded it, but it was still larger than most of the competition. By the late 90s, Lincoln offered several very different takes on what exactly a luxury car should be, including a rear-wheel drive luxury performance coupe, a front-wheel drive luxury sedan, and a four-wheel drive luxury SUV that wasn't a car at all. Even as their lineup evolved, the Town Car persisted. 2003 brought the last major updates with a refreshed face, suspension improvements, rack and pinion steering, and a slight bump in horsepower. So your first instinct with the Town Car is, oh man, it's got a big V8, must have a lot of power, but actually they're tuned to a pretty low amount of horsepower. That said, it has a restrained sort of brutality that if you're getting onto an on-ramp and really need to merge, doesn't have that much trouble getting up to 55 in a few seconds. Under the hood resides Ford's trusty modular V8. At 4.6 liters, it only produces a modest 239 horsepower. It's obvious Lincoln did not intend this to be a sports sedan. There's irony in the name Town Car, as it feels much better suited for highway cruising than driving on cramped suburban streets or carving up tight roads. The Town Car's suspension can absorb even the biggest of bumps, but if you ever hit one while going around a turn, you feel the rear end sort of hop to catch up with the rest of the car. It's one of the unpleasant side effects of driving a vehicle with a solid rear axle. The split bench seats offer virtually no lateral support whatsoever and are wrapped in that slippery kind of leather that you'll go scooting across if you take a turn faster than 35. Unfortunately, I struggled to get the lumbar support in a comfortable place and wound up with a backache. The preferred seating is really in the rear of the vehicle. You sink into the sofa-like cushions, which are certain to make you doze off, and if that isn't roomy enough for you, there's always the trunk. You know, this trunk is so big you could fit 6 golf bags in it, or 6 bodies. All this space on the inside calls for a big outside, which gives the Town Car a very old-fashioned shape, with a long hood and long rear deck. The absence of a C-pillar window helps the design look somewhat more modern and hopefully discourages installing one of those horribly outdated-looking vinyl roofs. The conservative lines may lack character, but they've aged better than other luxury cars, considering this design lasted 8 years. The waterfall grille matched nicely with other Lincoln models at the time, and I personally enjoyed the return of a hood ornament after it disappeared in 1998. While far from eye-catching, the styling is clean and sure of itself. The same could be said of the interior, which lacks any high-tech infotainment toys, but for an American design shows restraint with wood grain and chrome that is, I dare say, tasteful. Looking at the powertrain, handling, styling, and features, this car seems fairly unexceptional, even a little old-fashioned. But here, Lincoln found success. By offering a type of vehicle that nobody built anymore, the Lincoln Town Car became a true luxury. And that brings us back to our question, what should a luxury car be? Typically, a luxury car offers buyers something, at an extra cost, that other vehicles do not have or necessarily need to have. In this case, the Town Car's chief luxury was size. As the industry downsized, it stayed big, comfortable, and familiar to all those drivers used to traditional American cars. It's the same reason my grandmother insists on going to that one local grocery store that carries Spin Blend instead of just buying Miracle Whip, because some old-fashioned things are better and you just can't replace them. Unfortunately, Ford couldn't hold on to this design forever because the Panther platform that underpinned the Town Car, Grand Marquis, and Crown Victoria dates back to 1978, and declining sales made it difficult to justify an update. Ford continued to manufacture the Trio until 2011. Today, the public has seemingly decided that a luxury car should be a powerful sports sedan loaded with technology and performance features. Sadly, Cadillac has handled this transition much better than Lincoln. Almost 2 decades too late, their lineup now consists of mostly small to mid-sized front-wheel drive vehicles as the market switches back to rear-wheel drive. To add insult to injury, Lincoln tried the sports sedan formula with the critically acclaimed LS, but for some reason decided to replace it with a dressed-up Ford Fusion instead. Nearly 5 years have passed since Town Car production ceased, but perhaps there is hope for Lincoln. There are still buyers who are uninterested in cars with rock-hard suspensions and snarling engines, who just want to drive, or be driven, in quiet comfort. No doubt, they have a different idea of what a luxury car should be. If you have a cool car you'd like to see in a video, shoot us an email. And don't forget to check out our blog and follow us on Facebook.